All right, so this is the Saturday, December 16th midterm practice exam. And the first question, which point is on the graph of the line defined by that? So you have multiple ways that you can work this. One way would be to plug in the values and try them and see if it works. If I try this one, this is my X, this is my Y. I'll have -2 equals -1/3 times -6. I'm going to put that as -6/1 minus 4. That gives me, when I multiply here, a negative times a negative gives me a positive. 6/3 is the same as 2, so it's a +2 minus 4. And +2 minus 4 is -2. So this is the right answer. If I tried one of the other ones, say -5 equals -1/3 times -3 minus 4, I'd get -5 equals 1 minus 4. -5 equals -3, which is not true, so that's why that's not the right answer. And then finally, your third option that you could do to figure this one out. Hold on, let me get my pointer back. Okay. You can go right here to the graphing calculator, type in the equation, y equals -1/3. I'm going to arrow over x minus 4. And then in here, I can enter these ordered pairs. So when I enter -6, -2, and I go and look at it, that point is on the line. Therefore, I know that that's the right answer. Okay, and the next one, which is these is the graph. I'm going to think about my mx plus b. So my y-intercept is -3. My slope is 3/1. So I'm looking for the y-intercept to go at -3. That's not it. That might be it. Does it go up 1, 2, 3, then over 1? Yes, it does. So that is the right one. Just to be sure, you could always check all of the options though. If I look at the other ones, that's not at -3. This one is at -3, but I see it's got a negative slope there and ours does not. So that's the right answer. All right, next. A manufacturer of soccer balls calculates. Okay, so which is the minimum price at which the company breaks even? For a company to break even, that means their profit is 0. And that happens here and here. But we're looking for the minimum price, so we got to go to the lower one right here, which is at 2. Next. Then has $100 in a savings account. So this little squiggly line means that it's a broken graph, meaning they skipped a bunch of numbers. So they skipped all the numbers from 0 to 100, but then after that, it looks like they're counting by fives. So this would be 105, 115, so on and so forth. The time in weeks is by counting by ones. So it says that he adds $5 a week as shown. According to this graph, how much money does he have at the end of 8 weeks? So we go to where the week is at 8, go up and look, and we see that it is 140. Next, again, you can either go by what you know on the graph, or you can even use this graphing calculator here. If I wanted to use the graphing calculator, I'd enter y equals, where that f of x is, I'll put y equals 5x plus 2. If I wanted to zoom out of this or just adjust how I look at it, I can. But I see that's the line that I'm looking for. The 2 points that they're showing me are this one here 0, 2, and 0.4 is the same as 2/5. So that tells me that this is the right line right here. I also could look at the fact that my y-intercept was 2. My slope is up 5 over 1 or down 5 left 1. Either way, that would be the correct when x is -4, what is the value of g of x? So we put g of -4 here. -5 times -4 plus 3. That gives me a positive 20 plus 3. So my answer is 23. Next, Jaden correctly solved the equation below, which is the following is the first step. The first thing you should do is add 2 to both sides. So what is a valid first step? So let's see. The first thing is subtract 1/4 from both sides. Why would you do that? All right. So what they're saying with this one is if I subtract 1/4 from both sides, I still have my 3, that this will be -2 and 1/4, which is the same as 9/4. All right. So that's not what they did. Let's see. They did not subtract 2 from each side. They should add 2, so that won't be it either. Multiply the equation by 12. Multiply the equation by 3. Okay, yeah. So it looks like this one is multiplying the equation by 12 because 12 times x over 3 minus 12 times 2 equals 12 times 1/4. This will give me 4x. This gives me 24. This gives me 12 over 4, which is 3. So that's the right answer. Next, if f of x equals this, what is f of -3? Let's calculate that. F of -3 is 11 minus 6 times -3 minus 8. Inside of parentheses first, it's going to be -1 here. 6 times -6 times -11 is -66. Sorry, it's positive 66. So my answer would be 77. Just to show you how to do this in a calculator, because I want to make sure that y'all know how to use all of the resources that are available. So I'm just going to use the scientific calculator. So I'm going to say 11 minus 6, open parentheses, open the parentheses, x minus 8, but in place of that, I'm going to put -3 minus 8. Well, -3 minus this. And with that, I get 77. See? Good. Okay. All right. So this equation for C. I see this B here. It's attached to the X. The first thing I'll do is get a lump and subtract B from both sides. Subtract B, subtract B. So I have A minus B equals C times X. Next, to get the C alone, it's B multiplied by X divided everything by X. So I'll have A minus B over X equals C, which is here. All right, the length in centimeters of the goldfish L can be determined using the equation based on M, the age and months of the fish, which is the graph of this equation. So I'm looking for a graph that starts with a y-intercept of 3. So this one's not it here, the first one. The second one's not it. The third and fourth look like they both have a y-intercept of 3. So I'm looking at those two as my options. And my slope is 0.8. Okay, so that means if it's 0.8, that means it goes up 8 tenths and over 1. If I look at this one, it goes up more than 1. So, and then over 1. So it goes up more than 8 tenths. This one here is going to go up a little bit less than 1, which would be 8 tenths. So that's what that point right there would be. It's a little bit less than 1 So that's the correct answer. 11. The equation of this. First of all, I know my y-intercept is -2. So I'm going to eliminate, sorry about that one. I'm going to eliminate these 2. Next, my slope. I see that it's either 2 over 1, which means up 2 over 1, or it's 1/2 of 1 over 2. And from this negative 2, if I go back 1 over 2, then it's on 1. So that there is my correct answer. Just the consulted equation shown below. Which of the following properties did she apply to step 1 and 2? So the first thing that she did was she distributed. And and then the second step two, she rearranged. Because that's what she does in step 1. Okay, from step 1 to step 2, she moved the order. That is the community property. That would be the commutative property when you switch the order. So she moved it so that the -3 was over here by 10 and that the x was together. And that's commutative property of addition. You're allowed to move things that you're adding. It doesn't matter if it's 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2. All right, next. Find what f of x is -2. So that'll be 3 times -2 times 4 is -6 times 4, which is -10. Again, feel free to use your calculator. 14. Jay needs to solve for x. What would be the first step she can do? Okay, the first thing I can do is both sides, which number 15, when x is 5, 4 times 5 minus 11. 20 minus 11 is 9. And the last one, number 16, after how many years? It says the value of a piece of machinery in dollars after T years is described by this function. What would be the value after 4? So you're just plugging 4 in place of the variable. So it'll be 12,500 minus 1,600 times 4. I'll use my little calculator for that. 12500 minus 1,600 times 4. $6,100. And that is that test. All done.